Thank you for joining us at Simple Real Estate Investing, where we offer simple investing tips to get you started on your wealth building journey through real estate. My name is Austin, and my wife and I are on a mission to help 1,000 home renters become home owners over the next 25 years. So if you want to jump in and help us reach that vision, you can do one of three things, or you can do all three. Hit the like button, comment down below with the takeaway from today's content, and then of course, please hit the subscribe button. All right, we're in a 3-part series that's going over how we were able to scale from 0 properties to 12 properties in just 5 months. That's right, 0 properties to begin with, and now 12 properties just 5 months into our real estate investing journey. Last week's video covered how posts are permanent and how the representation that we offer to people online can greatly help us in scaling to where we need to go. So you want to watch that video. It's linked below in the description and it should pop up right there. In today's video, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite things, which is mask off. No more masks when you look in the mirror, and mask off when you talk to other people about your journey. And so let's start with mask off when we look in the mirror. The first thing is this: many of us go through things in life and they're hard, they're difficult, and they're tough. And this is the case for everyone. We all go through stuff that we would rather not have to go through. But here's the challenge. Some people will carry the weight, the pain, the disappointment, the frustration, and the anger with them all the way through their life. See, what I've learned in my life is there are some things in my past that I'm not proud of, that I would have rather not have experienced. But what I have the opportunity to do is to make a decision. I can learn from those things and pull some concepts that'll help me grow in the future, and then continue to journey towards whatever goals I have, or I can carry all of that weight with me. And you know what happens when you're pulling a lot of weight? It slows you down. And so here's my encouragement to you. I don't want to be insensitive to the fact that you probably experience things that are more difficult than I have. And I don't want to be insensitive to the fact that right now you may be struggling through something. But what I will challenge you with is this: take the opportunity and the moment, just a minute to figure out, do I want to carry all of this weight with me? Is it necessary? Or can I learn from a couple of these things that have happened and continue to let that propel me towards what I'm going through? See, one person I heard said it like this: you have to grow through what you go through. And so don't just go through things in vain. Go through them, but grow through them as well. Another part of taking the mask off is understanding yourself, your work habits, your behavioral patterns, and your leadership style. And what I've done in my life is created something I call a leadership profile. I do that by combining 4 different leadership personality assessments that you can find online for free. Well, one of them you have to pay, I think, $20. And so the first is the Enneagram. Then I do the DISC profile test, then the Rocket Fuel Visionary versus Integrator assessment, and lastly, I do Strength Finders, which is created by Gallup, which probably created a personality assessment for a job you've done an interview at. And so the Enneagram will tell us mainly our emotional response and why we respond the way we do. And the Enneagram tells me that I'm an Enneagram type 1, which is a reformer, which basically means that I think there's an order of how everything should go. And it's usually my order. Not that it's the perfect or the best way to do it, but in my mind, if it doesn't go according to plan, I get highly frustrated. The second assessment is the DISC profile, and the DISC tells me that I'm a high DI, which is domineering and influential leader. And all this means is that I'm a decision maker. I tend to drift towards those types of roles. I have no problem working by myself. I don't necessarily need a team. And the I is influential. I like conversing. I like learning your story, and I love learning how I can help you in your journey. The third is the Rocket Fuel Visionary versus Integrator, which just does that. Tells you what you lean more to. Do you lean more to being a visionary where you imagine and you can kind of piece things together in your mind? Or are you an integrator where you like to implement things and actually execute? And lastly is Strength Finders, which I think costs about $20 that you can take, which tells me that I'm a developer, a restorer, and a believer. And all that means is that I like to find the gold inside of people or inside of ideas. And so if you're watching this today and you want to grow in your leadership or organizational leadership, please send me a message. I'd love to see how I can help you in your journey. And these are all tools that I use to take the mask off when I look into the mirror. The whole concept of this idea is we've got to know who we are. If we don't know who we are and we can't lead ourselves well, we'll never be able to lead anyone else. And so learn how you are, or learn who you are rather, and love who you are. Embrace the real you. Embrace the strengths and be aware of your weaknesses. What I advise people to do is to develop your strengths, because when you spend time developing a strength, it becomes really strong. But if you spend that time trying to get your weaknesses up to the level of your strengths, you're not going to make too much progress. And so what I do is I develop my strengths really well, and then I find people I can bring along to cover those things that I'm not so good at. Now, that's the part of mask off when it comes to looking in the mirror. There's another side of this video, which is mask off when it comes to other people knowing what we do in real estate. I'll tell you, I've had numerous conversations where people have told me they've never even told their families that they're investing in real estate. Guys, if you want to scale and you want to go from 0 to 12 in 5 months, you can't do it by yourself. You have to lean on your network. And your network isn't just the people who follow you on Instagram. They're your own family, people who live in the same house as you, your friends, your coworkers, people you grew up with. And so here is the challenge. You've got to let people know what you're doing, because you've got to let them know how they can help you. And so what I did, my wife and I, is we took a post from our business Facebook page, which you should have, and we shared it to our personal profile. What this did was allowed us to reach thousands of people who are our friends or relatives with one simple post. From that post, we had about 50 people who responded. Now, not all of them said they want to jump in and help. A lot of them just said, hey guys, good job in what you're doing. We wish you the best. But there were a couple who said, hey, I've been interested in this and I want to learn more. Or I have some money and I wouldn't mind being a private lender. See, now this whole thing takes a turn. You thought this was just about Facebook, but it's not just about Facebook. It's about leveraging your network, because your network truly is your net worth. People are shocked when I tell them that all of our deals have come through social media. But they've come through social media because, number one, like the first video said, I represented my wife and I very well online. I let people know what markets we were in, where we were going with real estate, what kind of deals to send us. And two, mask off. I let people know in my own personal network that we're trying to build this real estate portfolio. And so again, if we're to recap this video very shortly, it's number one, mask off. Love who you are, learn who you are. You got to grow through what you go through, and you've got to develop a leadership profile. And number two, mask off when it comes to sharing your goals and your vision of real estate with your friends and your family. And so if you have a business page, whether on Facebook or Instagram, I challenge you today, go ahead and share that thing on your personal profile. Let people ask you questions. It's the strangest thing, but I learn more when I have to have these conversations and when I'm explaining to people. And so welcome those conversations into your life so that you can be more refined and have a more refined vision of where you actually want to head when it comes to real estate. Now, if this video was helpful at all, first I want to say thank you for watching, but like I said earlier, one of three things: like the video, comment down below with anything that was a takeaway, and then subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit the little bell icon so that you know when a new video is posted. Next week's video is the last part of our 3-part series where we're going to talk about bringing your pom-poms. That's right, your stinking pom-poms. So if you want to know more about that, you can stay tuned. Next week we'll have it posted. Follow us online on Instagram at Rentals to Retirement, or on Facebook. We have a Facebook group, Simple Real Estate Investing. Well, thank you guys for joining us in this video. We hope that these tips are going to help push you further along in your real estate investing journey.